Thursday. What's happening, everybody? What is happening? What a week it has been for me. How's everybody doing? Figured I'd come on just a couple minutes early and get everything rocking and rolling. Make sure I think I got everything situated. Excuse me. Lord, there's even more. What do we got here? Rob's in the house. Let's see, what have I got? Any new videos in here? I don't even remember. What's happening, Don? How you doing, brother? JB, my brother. How's everybody doing? What nonsense, yeah. We just got going there. Mohawk, what's happening, brother man? Hope your weeks went well. Hope everybody's week's going well. Mine's been busier than all get out. Hello again, JB. JB's everywhere, any Mohawk. What's happening, Dr. Art? How you doing, man? Did you get to run the truck over the weekend? I saw you had a post up. You were going to get her out. Oh no. The pool took a shit. Oh no. That doesn't sound well at all. Don't sound good. Especially when it's hot outside. You need that pool. Did the pump go bad or did the liner blow out? He's still on the go-kart. Yeah, man, he is. He's got a fleet of those things, huh?
What's happening?
What's happening? Blah blah blah. That's how I feel this week. It's like, oh, whatever, you know.
No, last Saturday for the second week in a row, the weather took us out, but they changed the weather forecast. It was supposed to rain this Saturday, but they changed it yesterday.
Oh, okay.
To no rain. And then I'm just going to check again, but it looks like Saturday I'll be going out to take the truck out. Yeah, it still says no rain and like 88 degrees for the high, so it'll be 80 when we run at 7 o'clock at night. And I got one or two more people that are supposed to go with me, so we'll see how that.
Oh, there you go. That's good. Out. Heck yeah. That's
so
awesome.
Yeah, supposed to. Uncle Tony's supposed to go out there, and maybe one or two other people. So
heck yeah, I think we have the Southeast Gassers at our track this weekend.
Well, that's cool. Quick. I mean, that's just cool for content.
Oh, it's so cool, man.
Yeah, if you get, if you got time to go and film and do some shit,
yeah. Yeah. Believe me, I'm going to make time because I've been so damn summer that it's like I need some me time, you know.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, if you're working and then trying to do your own thing and everything else, and yeah.
I don't know if it's me or you. Somebody's lagging.
Who knows? Let me see.
Yep.
That seemed to be.
Yeah, I think my internet's being a little wonky. Yeah, it is this weekend. Yep. It was cool when they did it during COVID. You know, came all the way up here because I watch them on YouTube all the time, and man, you want to talk about they're loud. I mean, these cars are just RPM bandits. You know. What's up, Don? How you doing, brother, man?
Oh, JB, he gave me some shit about one of the electric go-karts. Yeah, it was a slow piece of shit, JB. So that's fine.
was a slow piece.
Yeah, you're not going to hurt my feelings. I mean, it called you an asshole, but it didn't hurt my feelings. But
hello, Dr. Art.
Yay. So, hey, Dot. So, JP, if you want to come down, I got some parts I'm going to put on it this weekend. But if you want to come down the end of next week or next weekend, I'll put you in the little red cart. It's going to do about 65 miles an hour, and your butt's about 1.5 inches off the ground.
Lord have mercy. Woo.
You're welcome to come on down and try that one out, and then you'll get a different opinion. So
make sure you got your brown pants on, JB. Hey, Brian, what's happening, brother?
I could really give him shit and say my go-kart will go into overdrive, but I won't do that. So.
Actually, I think he has overdrive now. He just doesn't have third gear. It's like he can't.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He can't fucking win with that thing. I feel so bad for him. That's just a pain in the ass. That case has got to have a fracture in it, and it gets hot. I had a C4 that did that to me one time. It pissed me off. I worked on it all summer, and finally I just took all the guts out of it because I bought the best of everything, and I just shit canned the case, and I put everything in another case. It was
fine.
Some nasty piece of shit I had out behind my garage, and yeah, worked great.
Well, and sometimes it just gets, you get a weird machine chamber and you put in a check ball and it gets stuck.
Yeah.
Just some weird.
Yep. Any little thing, like you said, little microscopic. I mean, all it has to do is block a hydraulic port, and you are
right. And then you're done.
Yeah, you're just freaking SOL. So,
wow.
Yeah, I'll get some burnouts this weekend when we go. They
just walk through the pits and do just all the cool gassers and stuff like that. And then you come home and you want to put a straight axle in something.
Yes. Well, I do one of these days, but yeah. What's happening, brother man?
Hey, Rob.
I saw your video where you were cooking and working on that truck. I saw that rusty piece of shit, whatever that was. Was that a 4-wheel drive pickup truck or something where the lower control arm was just freaking gone?
It was a Nissan Pathfinder.
Oh, God. Yeah, I don't
know. They're talking about fixing the one side so they can drive it back to Illinois, I think they said.
Damn. Yeah.
I'm like, no, not safe.
The Blazer's holding up the trash truck. Yeah. Oh man, we got a full house tonight, boys. Brian, what's happening, man? You doing all right?
Oh yeah.
What's up, Brian?
Oh man, yeah, I was supposed to be at work today, but I had a case of anal glaucoma. I just couldn't see my ass in there today.
Right. I wish I could have done that. I've been by myself. At the shop for fucking 2 weeks, and it is kicking my ass. Like, I get home, I don't want to do anything. I'm mentally drained because I have to do everything, and it's like,
I was by myself for a month and a half, and I finally got another tech there, and it was really nice.
It's just me and the kid, and he's green as can be. I mean, he's a hell of a worker, but
he doesn't know anything.
Yeah, they can't problem solve. They can't fabricate. They can't just make shit work. And it's like, I have to do that stuff and
fix it. I don't know how.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Dr. Art.
Yeah.
Where did you pick up your HP tuner program at?
The dongle itself?
Yeah.
Through Amazon. They had a sale on them.
Okay.
And if you go on one of my videos, there's a link. I don't know if it's still good. In the comments for the same, it was like $20 off because those things are like $400, and there's a new version of it now. There's like a 3 or a 3 plus or something.
Okay.
But it was still like $400. You got to eat it one time. But for what I do and stuff like that, I needed it. So, and $400 was easier on a stock ECU than $1,000 on a Holley.
Yeah,
right.
I needed it too, and it works amazing. That fucking truck that truck runs so good, Dr. R. It's amazing how well that truck runs.
Well, I just put in what it wanted. It
what
wanted
it wants. Yeah,
it wanted a timing table based on
Mhm.
RPM, like a normal engine.
yeah. It's I put the I took the Holly carburetor off my big old hog carburetor, and I put a Edelbrock on that I've got here,
Mm.
and man, it runs so good. And then Robbie's got a 650 that I want to try on it. I'm sure it'll like that. But that 830 was just way too much for it.
That video, I've got so many direct emails and questions and stuff on.
Did you? Good.
Yeah, they're like,
that's
well,
what
if I
I
want
was
to
going to
run
ask
a 4L60 with it, do I need to? What do I do for it? Well, kind of carburetor. Okay, get a TPS kit for your carburetor and do this and this.
you. Yeah,
and,
that's what I have right here. TPS,
Yeah.
but I don't need it because
no, you don't need it for anything. Yeah.
No, I don't. My transmission don't give a crap what I'm doing to it.
Mm. But that was, I'm kind of like, okay, I'm kind of guessing what I'm telling you, but it's makes sense.
No, it works really well. 700 will work great in your
Yeah. What you just want it for yourself, like that turbo truck, Rob, so you can do stuff to it, or what did you want the HP for?
Well, I've got a friend over here that has he's got the 12-pound spring in it now, and he wants to put the 18, the big boy spring in it.
Mm-hmm.
And when I put it in there and drove it, it popped and cracked at about 4,800. So I told him we had to wait. So I put the 12-pound spring back in it, and it does just fine. I actually brought it by Jason's house so you could hear it.
Yeah. What does he have? He's probably
Yeah.
just.
I got to throw some exhaust on it because it is so loud.
What
What?
does he have? Just like a 2-bar map sensor on it?
I couldn't
yes.
hear you.
He just has a 2-bar map sensor.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, he
And it
went
also
past.
has a mass airflow sensor.
Oh fuck! Why?
I know. When I saw it, Dr. Art, I was like, get this shit off here. Like, you need to
I
change
don't
that
know.
map and get that mass airflow out of there.
Right.
That's. I mean, if we were in 1992, that's great, but we're not.
So-
Yeah, just you give it a P01 or P59 tune to mass air, and if he wants to go to 18 pounds, get him a 3-bar map sensor, a 3-bar map off Sloppy Mechanics, and just throw that in there and dial it in.
That's what
Actually,
he's
no.
getting now. Well, I sent my
What's-
laptop off to have it updated, and
okay.
then I started looking into getting another.
What
What?
ECU is he running on it?
What are you gonna say?
What computer is in that truck? And what year is it?
It's whatever the guy put on it.
It's
Whatever the guy put on it. Where he tuned is an 02.
it's
It's
a
an 02, so
411.
it's a piece. It's
Yeah.
those are
Yeah.
John.
those are easy. It's all just it's off the MAF table, and 3-bar map sensor. You go to Sloppy Mechanics
Mhm.
and download the 3-bar map tune.
Have
And
you ever
adjust
seen
the-
that?
yeah.
You ever seen that LS Droid stuff, Dr. Art, where you can just it's real generic. You can do it from your phone.
Yeah, but it doesn't. Its functionality is limited, and
Yes, very
Hey,
limited.
John.
I like
Mr.
doing
Wilburn.
the.
Well,
The only reason I like the HP is because I can put it up on a big monitor up in the office here, and it's a table, so it's like a big spreadsheet. So that's my life at work, in my real, in my other identity. I actually have a job where I have to do
you're
spreadsheets
used to
and everything
looking
else.
at numbers and crunching them. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and they're all calculations off this sheet,
Mhm.
calculations off this, and so that's what HP Tuners is. It's just a bunch of Excel spreadsheet files, and the final result is just a calculation of everything. So you just have to drill down to what you want to change, and it's actually, once you geek out on it, it's actually a pretty simple system. Some people don't like it, but I think it's pretty easy.
Hey, Damien, how you doing, bud? I didn't see you snuck in there.
Well, like you said, you spend $400 on the whatever. I don't know anything about this crap, but people like me who want to do something like that, you charge them, a little bit
Yeah.
of money, and you make
Mhm.
your $400 back pretty quick, I think, if you hang around the right circles.
Yeah, it was more of a me thing.
Yeah,
I wanted to-
but still,
it
I mean,
doesn't-
if you wanted to.
I know, but I have buddies that in the past I would go to Tunes for and be like, Disney, can you please tune this one? Like, Not going to ask anymore. I'm going to pay $400 and be a man.
Yeah, right. Yeah. That's how I feel now. I'm like, well, if I really want to start changing shit, I probably ought to get my own, because I know it works,
But
I'm just
Well,
not
I started
I'm real happy
programming
with it,
factory PCMs and body controls and things that work.
right, and I'm too cheap to buy Holly to run it the same thing. And
Yeah, fuck that.
let's buy $1,000 computer for a junkyard V8 that I've got eBay and Amazon parts on.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any
Well,
damn sense.
that was like me and buying that MSD box. I'm like, no, I don't want to do it.
I'm not going to spend $600 when I already got it running on it.
It was more of a challenge because I didn't see any videos about it, and I was glad you made a good video of it because the only I think I found one, and it was it was half-assed, but it was like, okay, it can be done. It can be done. I just got to find somebody that can do it.
Yeah, there's a couple that can be done ones, but they don't really. They just say, well, you can do it, but they don't drill down.
Yeah, they don't really knock it all down, and then he said something about go to Sloppy Mechanics, and he would go through explaining how to eliminate the injector codes and all that shit. I couldn't find it. I looked and looked and looked and looked. Watched every damn video I could, and never found it. So
yeah, just unplug the shit, and the computer doesn't care.
Yeah, it don't care. Yeah, right. What was like when I first got it running, I actually went and plugged a bunch of Noid lights in it. I plugged a Noid light in every injector just to give it resistance so it wouldn't freak out.
Yeah.
It still put it into limp mode. It said, fuck you.
Yeah, it's just like, no, just
leave it alone. Yeah, just unplug it. Well, yeah, when I first got the computer back from you, I had the map sensor on a vacuum line.
And that made it nuts.
Oh, it pissed it off, man. And all of a sudden I realized, I was like, oh, shit. And it backfired and actually blew the map sensor apart. And then it started running better.
All right. Yeah,
well,
now we're good.
I fixed it.
Yeah.
It's fixed. Hunter was like, holy shit, Dad. I'm like, yeah, I didn't like that. So, yeah, as soon as I unplugged that. And then now I've got, I don't know what happened, but it's that Chinese wiring harness I got, the fuel pump relay. It's like one of the pins is sunk down in there so far that I'll be running it and all of a sudden it just dies, and I look and I'm like, I don't have any fuel pressure, and it's turning the fuel pump off because the connection.
Oh, just one of the pins keeps backing out of the.
Yeah. Well, my other brother Jeremy made this really nice. It has the little small relays and fuses in it and stuff. So I need to wire this guy in. It's a really nice fuse box. But
we use the micro GM relays too.
Yeah, it's like the little tiny GM relays. Yeah, and he's got it. It's cool. He's got the green one for the fan, the blue one for the fuel pump, or vice versa. Green for the fuel pump.
Yeah, I bought that thing from Michigan Motorsports that kind of does that same thing.
Yeah, exactly. So he just kind of copied that, but made it smaller package. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna put that on this weekend.
So yeah, that's why I gave up all that crap and doing go-karts.
Right. I want to build a mini bike. Fuck it,
Well, and I did that first one because I got that free engine from the Chinese company. They wanted me to try it out. Then I'm like, as soon as I found it, I'm like, well, all the axles are kind of the same, and everything's really universal. And then I found out I can buy a set of race tires and rims used that some guy used for 3 races for $100 a set, and a cam and a billet rod for a motor is $150. It's just like dirt cheap stuff.
Damien asked you a question there, Dr. Art.
Oh, okay, let me flip over to the YouTube side here and. I'm not seeing it. What was he asking?
He says, Art, can you change the injector timing with the HP?
The injector timing or the?
Because they fire at the same time.
Pulse width.
Yeah, the pulse width.
Maybe.
Depending on the generation of computer that you have. Some GMs you can, some GMs.
Dang, LS Swap's a real gearhead can build a small block and do the same thing. Jeez.
Yeah,
we can't. That's too fucking easy.
Well, I had a small block in the Ranger and it was much slower. So.
Yeah, I mean, I know I've got enough crap in my garage to build probably 3 small blocks right now, but
I know, and that
I
350 Chevy
almost
is it's a four.
You got enough to build one nasty one.
I almost really was going to piss everybody off and put a small block Ford in it because I know how to build those.
Mhm.
I've got enough junk to put one of those together too. He says, no, not pulse width. That's totally different. I have a TTS system, Twin Tech, Screaming Eagle, and Holly. All I can do is injector turning. I didn't think Screaming Eagle. That's like Harley Davidson stuff, isn't
Yeah.
it? I didn't think I could.
What's up, Buff?
Stay away from it. Hey, Buff, what's happening, brother? How's the move going?
Not pulse width. That's totally different. I have a TTS system, Twin Tech, Screaming Eagle, and a Holly.
Hold on just a second. I'm listening. I got to.
Oh, okay.
You're losing her shit.
Yeah, that's something else. I would have to. I'd have to read up on that, so I will pass on that question.
I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. You just haven't got into that far yet.
Yeah, I haven't done it needed to. The most of the like on mine and a couple other people's, I cheat. I go over to Sloppy Mechanics and pull the tune down, and then adjust the injector size and some of the VE depending on what intake and cam they have, just to make it run. So I don't. Nobody, I haven't got that geeked out.
Now, once I'm done with my buddy's cooling system, then I'm gonna have my laptop back, and I'm probably gonna order that dongle. My other buddy that had the other HP tuner,
Mm-hmm.
he had it all in this one laptop, and we were gonna try and share it, and it got corrupt, so we couldn't share it.
Oh, okay.
So, and plus we wouldn't be able to do other downloads to be able to build another PCM because it was pirated.
Oh, okay.
So, got to do it the real way.
Yeah.
You can make a carburetor give an engine what it needs and not what it wants.
Yeah.
Fatten it up.
Mm-hmm.
Just threw gas out the exhaust and over.
If you can't change the phasing of the injector, it's like running a carburetor. Carburetor just gives the engine. Oh, that's what you just read. Okay.
Yeah, I'm like I can give it what it wants. You just fatten it up. I mean, you're right. You can't run an O2 on and get a good reading on it. You have to have an air fuel ratio to be able to read true air fuel.
The only
ratio.
reason I wanted to run an O2 was just for base timing. I'm sorry, base tune, not base timing. Sorry.
Yeah, just to get it
Buff.
just to get it.
All right.
Yeah.
So the thing between the thing, my theory, this is my, I don't know what you want to call it, my philosophy of an engine that has computer controls and an engine that has a carburetor is when you hit the gas in a fuel injection car, you're requesting that car to do something. When you hit the gas in a carburetor, you're telling it what to do because it has no choice but to take what you're throwing at it. Whether it likes it or not, it may not work, it might, but on a fuel injection car, when you hit it, it's like when you hit the gas, there's all these calculations that are happening in a microsecond, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. It's measuring barometric pressure, it's measuring temperature, it's measuring coolant temperature, it's measuring airspeed. It's like that's kind of why I wanted to go to a carburetor, especially when I'm bracket racing, because I've seen this a million times. You got a fuel injection car, especially when it cools off at night. That car will pick up a ton because it cools off. Of course, when it cools off, well, then it fattens up the fuel table, automatically.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Well, the carburetor, I can just run it lean during the day, and then at night, well, it'll fatten up a little bit, but I know how far it's going to go. I know I could calculate pretty much how much it's going to pick up as the temperature's dropping.
Right, and depending on how it's trimmed, 20
Mhm.
degrees air intake temperature can make a huge difference on timing
Oh,
and fuel and everything.
definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you pick up 40 horsepower, then you're
Yeah.
just driving right through your time.
Like when I was racing the small block Fords, it was like the distributor was locked out at 30 degrees. You know, I had the carburetor pretty close as I could as far as burn, and it was like I didn't have a whole lot of variables that would change besides me, like me screwing up shifting, or that's why I put a power glide in the car, because I only got to shift it once now. Before I used to have to shift it twice, you know.
Mhm.
So I was just trying to get rid of all those variables, because that's what I want to do with the truck is bracket race it.
Mhm.
So I'm not worried about just going out there and letting it eat and seeing how fast it can go. I just, you know, I've won a lot more races in a slow car than a fast car. I can tell you that right now. So not touching that.
I just want to drive mine.
What's up, Dan? Yeah, exactly. I just want mine to go.
Yeah, no shit.
I keep forgetting to bleed the damn brakes on it. I go and hit the brakes, and it's like, shit.
Well, I got to get to that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I drove mine.
I might need those.
I drove mine up until I took it apart again.
Well, mine runs, and I can put it in gear now. The back wheels turn all by themselves. It's pretty cool, but just don't stop for shit.
Yeah, my interior will be done when I bring it home this time. And that was my whole goal. New dash pad.
So,
new carpet,
Art, are you ready for No Name?
All of it.
Am I? Yeah,
I mean, the cars-
pretty much.
Oh,
I'm going to go test one more time this weekend. And then because I found some stuff I did wrong on the car.
Oh, look at you getting
Some
the
adjustments.
test.
So, yeah, I'm hoping this weekend, because Buffalo Valley it's a little bit of an uphill track. And if I can click off a high 6, I'll be just tickled to death.
I think for a lot of people, this getting the test is going to be a luxury.
Well, it's the rain and the weather. Yeah, it's killing us.
Well, no, I'm just saying getting the damn cars done.
Yeah.
Yeah, the weather's been sucking.
But yeah, I'll test this weekend, and then like the following week after, I got to go to Vegas for work, and then the week after that, I got something, and then the week after that, I got something, and then we're in Missouri. So
Man, when I was in Vegas, it was hotter than fuck. It was
I have to go-
15 degrees.
yeah, I have to go the week of the 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
Not next week, the week after. Yeah, I'll be there for 4 days.
Hi.
At the-
I went 2 weeks ago for my birthday, and holy hell, it was hot.
oh yeah, they had like record heat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so bad. Damien's saying open loop is.
Is the
Well, you're
Don,
missing
is
a
the
comment
Valiant
from
all
Buff also.
cleaned up and ready to go?
Go ahead.
Do what?
Is your Valiant all cleaned up and ready to go?
No, I'm about done with the stores, and then I got a few little things, but I should be good to go.
Oh, okay, cool.
Other than saying that we've had enough rain these last couple days that kind of screwed my swimming pool over.
No.
It like
First
rained
little
all
green.
day today, and it's like the sidewall gave out, and all my water's in the neighbor's yard.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, it's old. It's a 24-year-old pool, so we got our money out of it. I just got a hell of a mess to clean up out there.
Yeah, no shit. That's bad. Yeah,
Put like
computers are
Craigslist,
fun.
free pool. You move. Yeah.
Oh, here you go. Here you go, Jason. Guess we don't have to worry about scrubbing the walls anymore.
Oh! Oh! No!
Wow.
Man.
Oh,
That
wow.
sucks, huh? Jesus.
Split right down the seam over there.
Yeah, Buffalo's asking who can unlock
It was
his computer.
inevitable.
Wow.
Who can unlock his computer on his Avalanche to do a proper burnout? That would be Dr. Art. He can do that, Buff.
Yep.
At least I don't have to pull weeds anymore. They're all over there against the fence.
He can change your power enrichment and take your rev limiters out and all that good.
Oh yeah, I can make it so that thing will burn out and blow up or do whatever you want.
We got you.
Yeah. send it, Buff, or tell me what you want done. Send it with $100 for the HP and whatever you want to pay for my lunch money, and I'll send it back to you, and it'll burn all the tires you want.
Yeah, mine's a stock computer running a carburetor, Buff, so he can do it. And the fucker runs good too. It was just night and day. I fired it up. I'm like, holy shit, this is like it's got a distributor in it, you know? That's so cool. Hey, Colleen, how you doing?
Yeah, Auto Salvage Outlaw said he wants to tune on my 5-barrel. It's like, come on, buddy. You can. I don't have any timing marks or anything, so he can tune it by ear. And
Yeah. See, that's my stuff. That's what I always did. Like, I just give me a screwdriver and a vacuum.
We did that
gauge
for a long
here,
time.
and then yeah. Well, there's an extra click. Yeah. Yeah, he can get down there. And
Dr. Art, you going to get back on your lives again?
I keep trying to. I'm going to. I know definitely the Monday before we all go down there, I'm going to do one. I'm going to try to do it before then, but I got a lot of, I actually have. They actually expect me to work.
God dang it! That whole work thing just fucking gets in the way. Doesn't it?
Oh, I got all
Well, I
these.
got nothing to listen to on Mondays at work, so you should start doing your lives again.
Yeah, I will. I definitely will be in the fall here because we're getting to the fall, but
Yeah.
I just got big. I did a couple big projects at work, and one of them's still lingering on and doesn't want to wrap itself up. So as soon as I get rid of that,
Yeah, I have that problem myself. So I've been getting my ass handed to me since I got back from Vegas. Like, it's just mentally draining. It's like my brain kind of sucks. So it takes everything.
I just want the stuff done. I'm like, oh, this is just wearing me out.
If I could just wrench on cars, like, I'll go all day. I'm fine. Man, I leave work and I come home and I can do it again. But man, when I gotta order parts and talk to customers and sell jobs and write up tickets and cash people out and like I said,
Running back and forth.
And it's like I just can't. Yeah, like today, literally, as soon as I would hang the phone up, I'm like, okay, I got fucking 15 minutes to do something and get it done, but so I don't forget where I was at and fuck something up. It was like, and literally, I went through the phone log tonight at 5 when I was cashing out. I was like, literally every 15 minutes somebody called from 8 o'clock until 5 o'clock, nonstop. And I've been eating
What happened
like
to your
shit.
upfront guy?
What's that?
What happened to your upfront guy? Yeah.
Yeah, it's just it's
He's still on vacation.
yeah. I can't with this one. I'll tell you that story when we're in Sykeston.
Offline. Okay.
Yeah, you'll get a kick out of it. You've probably been there. I'm sure you can relate. But yeah.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you're on a grander scale than the company that I work for. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I can't.
Well, I know my fuel injection
It's like
works really good for my
I
Phytech.
just have to laugh because if not, I'll just start throwing shit. Who else is
Did you ever get to mess with any of that, Dr. Art?
With what?
With the Phytech?
I have a Phytech on my Falcon.
The Falcon has Phytech, yeah.
Yeah. It's a small block Ford turbo.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Phytech.
really?
Yeah, it's got the 600 horsepower, with boost Phytech thing.
That's the one you have in around the 600. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
everybody
Yes.
everybody poo-poos it, but see, you have to read the directions and follow them. You have to give the thing its own separate power to the battery, and just like you're
Oh,
supposed
no.
to. And then
My
wrap your wires
problem was starting.
Really?
Yeah, I had a hell of a, I had to take the butterflies all the way, there are the screws all the way off the butterflies, disconnect the battery, ground out some wire to reset the PCM.
Mm-hmm.
It was stupid, but it's got a big solid roller camshaft in it, and they said that learning idle on that one was a little more difficult. So I had to close the butterflies.
Yeah, well, you only got 4
Crack
inches
them
of
open
you
a
only got
little
4
bit
inches of
and relearn
vacuum
idle.
idle. Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah.
know what to do.
Yeah, they're gonna piss it off, right?
Yeah.
Well, no, with it running now, it's got
Mhm.
12 inches of vacuum actually.
That's
It was
damn
actually
good for a
kind
big
of
ass
nice.
cam.
I actually have a
That
brake
is
pedal.
really good vacuum. I'm gonna bring
No,
my
but I've
vacuum
had-
gauge home and see.
I've had
And it
no
actually
problem with
didn't
mine
even
ever.
burn me and Jason's eyes.
Oh, okay. I've had no problems with mine, and that car's sat at
Yeah, we
times
started
for
in the
a
garage
year
and
in the
we
back
just-
shop. Hook the battery up, fuel it. So yeah,
It makes you
Yeah.
wonder all the problems people are having with these, and also makes you wonder how many
It's all patience mainly.
problems there actually are. I mean, because the only ones you're seeing are the only problems you're hearing about with the fuel injection systems, the aftermarket ones, are people on YouTube. You
right,
know,
because
Yeah.
and then you look at their work and you're like, Jesus, don't wire a
because
house
they
with
won't
Yeah.
one.
self-learn.
It's self-induced.
It is.
Yeah,
It is. They don't understand that a computer is a sensitive thing. Yeah, it's on an engine, but you need to this wire you need to shield. You need to have this. You can't run solid core wire. You can't run this type of plug. You can't. You have to have its own power. It's got to have a clean, big cable. It's got to have a kick-ass ground to it.
yeah, definitely.
well, it's not even with that too. I mean, it's even the whole cam thing. You know, like everybody's saying comp cams are junk. All this. Shane was telling me that comp sells 4,000 cams a
What?
day.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
comp cams probably.
So even say 1% of those, if it is the cam's fault why they go flat, that's
Mhm.
still not a junk product, you know.
It's self-induced. They don't use the proper. A lot of these big cams, like, you're supposed to take your center spring out when you're breaking it in, so there's not a lot of seat pressure on the to
right. They
wear
don't.
the
They don't
liquor
follow
down.
those
They
directions.
don't follow the directions. They don't use the proper lube. They just don't follow the directions.
I've
And then
never
they're the
wiped out
first
a.
ones to jump on and say, "Oh, the cam's junk. It's junk." It's like, no.
I
I've
wiped
never wiped
one
out a flat
cam
type
out.
of cam in my life. I've
I
probably
wiped
installed.
one cam out, and it was because I bought some cheap ass lifters. And
Yeah.
I probably didn't take the spring out like I was supposed to.
Mhm.
And I got pissed and put a roller in it, but still, it's like, you have to read the instructions. You have to. Well,
Run
then
the
you got to
braking
break it in
oil.
properly.
You
Yeah,
got to
you got to
break it
run
in
the braking
properly. You got to
oil.
let it run for 2,500, and yeah.
And the reason why they want you to run it at 2,500 is so it's slinging the oil all over that thing. You can't just let it
Right.
idle. It's gonna fucking start.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fucking
and I was
burn
gonna
up.
say, if you got a windage tray, that's cutting the splash way down. That's what he was saying last
Yeah.
night. That's another thing that I've been hearing. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah. There's you have to do it, or it's gonna fail. Like, you have to follow instructions. Like when I was in kindergarten, I go home with a note pin on the
JB,
shirt. Doesn't
I
follow
put the
directions.
multi-port kits
Oh,
and the throttle body kits on several cars, and they run just fine. It's all on who puts them on.
Yeah.
That's
Our
kind of what I'm
local
saying.
machine
Of
shop
like,
guys
JB,
that
where have you seen them
run,
fail? Have you seen them all fail on
Arca.
YouTube? Because how many of those kits of those has Spytech sold? And if they were all
a
junk,
lot.
you know what I mean? If they were all junk, they would be
I-
out of business.
Well, Rob can agree with me on this because he bought one like when they were new, they were green, and their support was not good. Like,
Their customer
they were just-
support sucks.
yeah, they were overwhelmed,
Yeah.
but they're way better now. Like, they have a whole lot better tech crew
The
now.
email was the absolute best way
Yeah, the
rather than
email.
phone calls.
Yeah, if you emailed them, then they would email him, step by step, all the sheets to go down, because they just didn't have the manpower to call you on the phone. Like, you call Holly, or you call Comp, or Fast or whoever the fuck else. all
Because
makes
each call's an
stuff.
hour. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like first of all, yeah, they can't afford that. Like that's time's money and money's time. And then either they're not selling shit or they're not working on shit because they're on the phone trying to explain what's going on. But I think they've gotten a lot better because I know Rob now is like he can call them. They give you tips like, hey, start with this. But the emails are really good because it's this huge long sheet. But again, you have to follow the directions.
You have to follow the directions.
Don't skip number 2 and go to number 8. Like you can't do that. So
Yeah. Give me a minute here. Let me.
Yeah, I love mine.
I'll be right back. I got a
I
dog.
did
that's
Stevie's
cool.
S10.
I'm doing the same thing. I got a freaking
Yeah.
dog freaking out. Hold on a second. Luckily, Lila's better, but tonight Chloe's having her Alzheimer's dogs. What is it called?
Yeah.
Dogsheimer's or whatever. She just keeps fucking barking, and I don't know what she's doing.
Dogs timers. Dogs timer.
Well, JB, there was an actual issue with the programmer for a little while. I don't know that there was an interface issue other than the handheld had issues on I don't know, there was a couple thousand of them. But after that, I mean, I never had any issues with them. I put probably 3 or 4 of them on now with no issues whatsoever.
Well, you
And
never buy anything
The
that's brand
machine
new
shop that did all
anyway.
my stuff that has the dyno. Well, the machine shop cameras, they've put duals on blowers, dual Vitex, and they're building tons more power than the carburetor did.
So I just keep mine simple. Fiber.
So it's all, and that's fine. And you can do that, but I just wanted to. Hey, Colleen, I just wanted to change up a little bit and try it. And yeah, at first I about threw it in the trash, but when I finally started getting back and forth with the tech guy, we got it all straightened around, and now I love it.
And like Dad's
The response out of this thing is insane.
Dad's fuel injection wasn't fuel injection problem. Now we finally figured it out that it was a mechanical problem that was pissing it off. All the noise and the valves were out of adjustment and push rods were wrong and all that stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
it takes time. There's and like I said, their support.
The only downside to it is having to drive the car for it to learn.
Yeah. Which
You
in his
can't,
case,
you can't just go in there and tune it yourself if you want to.
you can, but it
thought
still has to
No,
learn.
it's not designed. Yeah,
Oh,
It's-
okay.
It's designed
it's
to be
not
a self.
designed just to go in and
Yeah.
rip it.
Yeah, you can't just go in there and like a Holly and or a Fast and go in there and put a tune in it. You have to let it go. So, but once it learns that, then you can go in and kind of tweak stuff a little bit, not horribly, but and I'm sure eventually it'll.
Well, I can still change. I can still go in at 5,200 and add a little bit of fuel or take a little bit away.
Right.
It lets you go in there every 200 RPM increments and actually add or take away fuel. So I can watch that whole fuel table or that whole RPM range and see where it's going lean or where it's too rich. But JB, I fought my carburetor 1 year. It ran perfect. The hell did that say?
Oh, that's my Warrior RV service. Can you read it?
Yep, right there. But I fought a carburetor on my car forever, and then I finally got 750, and it did good for 1 year. After that, it was shit.
Dude, I had one.
Jason even fucked with it. We could not get this thing right.
I had one that I bought that was all flowed, and they cut the choke horn off, and it was all epoxy. I mean, this carburetor was bad to the bone, and I ran it for years. I never had one problem out of it. And the first time I ever went to it was a multi-day event, like the first one Killcare ever had. It was like a 3-day race. We were so excited. We were all camping hanging out, just like No Names. It was a blast. Like, because it used to be just one day, fucking go home, you were done. And that night, and I was doing well, and they had to call it because it was curfew, and the car started running bad on the way back to the pits. So we started fucking around with it. I never did get that carburetor right. I finally just threw it in the trash, and that's when I bought the carburetor that I have now. And actually, there's a speed shop here in town, and they were out there racing that day, and the guy's wife, Dave Middleton's wife, came over, and she was like, "Honey, what is going on with this thing?" I said, "This carburetor's trash." I was like, "I need a carburetor, but I'm not going to be able to do that. I'm just going to go home." She's like, "No, don't go home. I'll be right back." And their shop's just down the road. And she brought me that carburetor, and she said, "Hey, try this carburetor. If you like it,
5 minutes maybe.
come in Monday and pay me for it." Man, I put that carburetor on there, and that carburetor has been on every kind of engine you can think of, big, small, anything. It's always been great carburetor. I mean, it's just like, it's a unicorn, you know. But the thing about the carburetors, like the Holleys, is the casting, the aluminum that it's made out of, it's like a transmission. It becomes porous, and you get one little leak in there, and you can't ever find it because, you know, you can't X-ray the damn thing and look inside of it. You know, it's just, some guys can fix them. I can't. I just get mad at them and I just throw them in the trash can. So,
JB, I'll take that Phytech, dude. I'll stick it on anything, make it run.
you still have the FI and the trash can. JB, you want it? Well, damn. Hey, Backwoods, how you doing, brother?
Well, and that was the same thing with Levi.
the
Dillon.
grid.
He had that. He had the Holly on the one, and he could not get it to fall out of a damn tree. It wouldn't start, run, nothing. And he ended up getting rid of it.
Well, because he called Holly and they
But
wouldn't.
he was having-
They wouldn't give him any help. They wouldn't give him any support. You know, they were just telling him he
Yes.
was doing this and he was doing that wrong, and he was like, "No, dude, I, you know, like something's wrong with this. Can I send it back to you and test it?" And they're pretty much like, "Go piss off," you know.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, oh shit. Sorry, Dr. Art.
Backwoods Customs.
Sorry, Art. I didn't see you there, buddy.
No, it's fine. It's no big deal.
Well, so a good example was Dr.
Blah,
Art had this,
blah, blah.
Dr. Art had this same problem with that roll bar. You know, they sent him the wrong roll bar, and he called them and they said, "Well, tough titty, you know, go piss off." Well, then he got mad and, you know, made it, and which exactly the same fucking thing I would have done. Well, then they made it right. They should have made it right first, but I just had the same problem with CJ Pony Parts when I ordered that damn intake for the truck. I ordered it, they back ordered it, and then I ordered one off of a guy on eBay, and I get the same day, I get the one from the guy from eBay, and then CJ Pony Parts fucking sends me one. So I go to send it back. The fuckers made me pay the shipping on it to send it back. A fucking week later, I get another one. So I took the sumbitch with me to Vegas because, so when I bought it, they sent it from Pennsylvania to Ohio. That's where it came from. But they made me return it to Las Vegas, the first one. It cost me $45 to send it back.
Mm-hmm.
So I had the next one, and I emailed them, and I was like, what gives? Like, I don't want these. You back ordered them, and I didn't say to reorder it. They're like, well, they automatically reorder. I'm like, well, then that's your fucking problem. You know, and they're like, nope, blah, 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 stick it up your ass. So here comes my happy ass in Las Vegas. I got a fucking Uber over to CJ Pony Parts and walked in there and told the guy what was going on. They gave me my $45 for the first one I sent back. They gave me my money back, and they gave me a $100 gift card. They're like, sorry. I was like, because I flat told them, I said, I'm going to rip your ass. I'm going to do a video. I'm going to rip
Well, because
your ass.
you're there in person. Yeah, they can keyboard you all to death.
Yeah.
Until you're there.
I'm like,
Yeah.
you know, I call on the phone, or like you said, I'm doing the little chat bot thing, and they just tell me to go piss up a tree. But I'm here right now. Like, you know, and I've bought a lot of parts from them over the years, like a lot of shit. And they went back through and they're like, oh, yeah, you have. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, this is baloney. This is not my fault. You know? Well, even when I called the guy when they sent me the second one, He was like, "Oh wow, I'm glad you called because they were going to keep sending them to you." I'm like, "What the fuck? How many intake manifolds can you put on one engine?"
Were they charging you for them every time they were
Oh
sending
yeah,
them to
oh
you?
yeah, and then like I said, they wouldn't send me a return. It cost me $45 to send it back for a $300 intake manifold. It's cost me $45 to send it back. And yeah, they made it right though. I mean, I got to give it to them. Kudos, because I've bought a lot of stuff off those guys over the
Yeah,
years.
but it's a shame you had to do that. You
It
know what I
is.
mean?
I said, luckily, I'm coming here from it was my birthday that day. I said I'm here for my 50th birthday, celebrating with my family. Like I left my wife, my kids. I've got 3 other couples that came with me, and I had to Uber my ass down here to show you what was going on. And they did. They were like, "Oh man, no, we're gonna take care of you."
Or like with Dr. Art, where you had to rip them on a video. Why do you
Yeah,
have to have a YouTube channel
yeah. Why you
for
got
a
to do
company
that?
to make something right?
Right,
You know?
right. And it's because I tagged the guy, and that guy, I have met him, I've talked to him, I have spent literally $6,000 with those people
Yeah.
in parts over the last few years.
Mm-hmm.
And then, the first guy tells me this, so I make the video, and he calls me up, and he apologizes up and down the river, and I'm like, why couldn't the first guy do this?
Yeah. Why did this get to this point? That was my point when I was.
Yeah, he said you ordered the wrong one. Well, you don't have specs for either one. What the difference is?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
But they made you the proper one and sent it to you. So yeah.
Right, and had me keep that old one. So anybody needs a freaking
Yeah.
roll bar for
Go-
a side by
put it on-
side.
Put it on your go-kart.
Yeah.
So yeah, ever since COVID, man, customer service has just went to shit. I made a video about that recently. Like,
Mhm.
it's horrible. And that was mainly towards CJ Pony Parts, but I was giving them the benefit of the doubt at the time, but I thought, you know what? I'm taking this fucker on an airplane, 4.5 hours from my house flying, and speaker's freaking out, sorry. And yeah, it's horrible. And it's like, well, yours is that they text me every day, the place you ordered your stuff from, because I bought stuff from too. I can't think what the name of it is, but yeah, it's Vivid Racing, isn't it? Yeah. It's Vivid Racing you got the roll bar from, right?
No, it was Applied Racing Technology.
Oh, Applied, okay.
Yeah, I get stuff from Vivid for the.
Yeah, and I've never had a problem with them. Those guys are freaking awesome.
No, Vivid, Evil Energy, all these
Mm-hmm.
places, all this stuff it's all good stuff. And then, yeah,
Yeah,
just-
I have a ton of Evil Energy stuff,
Mhm.
for the fuel injection,
yeah.
Well, even the fuel pump that I'm running on the carburetor now is a Evil Energy. So,
Mhm.
it just sucks that customer service is just out the window because,
Right.
like you said, we're all just behind the keyboard. We're nobody now. Like we can be.
Well,
a
yeah,
voice.
they get Mr. Big Balls behind the keyboard. I told these people to fuck off. Oh, he's at the front desk, and he's asking
you
for.
You want to go out and talk to him now?
Yeah. He's about 6'4", about 230 pounds, and he's pissed.
Yeah. You want to go out here and fuck with him?
Talk
He's
to
got- Yeah, he might throw the box at you. He's got it in his hand.
Yeah.
And I was very polite. I was very professional when I went in there. I
Dr. You just explained me to a T.
said, hey, I got a problem. I need to speak to somebody that can help me out with this. And they're like, oh yeah, no problem. What's going on? And I said, okay, well, let's go get, they got the supervisor, and I told him what was going on. He was like, yeah, that's not very good, is it? I'm like, no, I'm not real happy about it. And I said, I'm an influencer. Like, I do social media, I do YouTube. I'm not a big YouTube channel, but I shouldn't have to be. I shouldn't have to went to this point. I was like, and he was like, well, I want to give you the shipping back. And I showed him in my, it was in my email. I had the tracking number and everything. Like when I sent the stuff to you,
Mm-hmm.
hey, it was $45. I shipped it. I said, why the hell though am I
What was
buying
that?
stuff to Pennsylvania, but then I have to return it to Las Vegas? He was like, we're working on that. I said, because it probably would have cost me like $12 to send it to Pennsylvania because I'm in fucking Ohio. You
Right.
know?
They should have went in. Do you know who I am?
I said, you know how much it cost me to fly from Ohio to Las Vegas and Uber here to get you that? And that's when he was like, hold on a minute. And yeah, he gave me a $100 gift card. And I'm going to spend it. I'm going to buy their shit, you know.
Yeah, you should have just gone there. Do you know who I am?
Yes, Colleen.
I have
You
a
are.
YouTube channel.
Yeah.
I will screw your life up.
Yeah, whatever. You know, I was just like, I try, you know, I always give people the benefit of the doubt because
Yeah.
I hope that one day I'm going to do something stupid and they give me a chance to fix it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I have. I've you know, I deal with people every day, so, you know, which is a total pain in the ass, just so you guys know. The general, not you guys, but the general public is a pain in the ass.
General public sucks. Yeah.
Well, like Colleen said, you know, when the millennials got in here, they have no, it's, you know,
They don't. Yeah. They have no give a shit. They own nothing. Yeah. And
it's
like
my kids, like they just, the world owes them everything. No, motherfucker, you know, we don't. Started out with nothing and busted my ass, and you know, here I am with pretty much nothing, but I'm happy. You know,
I'm happy with my nothing. Leave me alone.
I am happy with my nothing. But god damn it, you know. But they made it right, so I'm happy.
Mm-hmm. Then you should have said, "What about my fucking plane ticket, my hotel room now?"
Well, that's what I said. I said, "Can you imagine how much it costed me to fly here and Uber here?" And the guy was like, well, I was like, well, I didn't exactly fly here just to bring the shit to you, but you know,
Sandy would have just told you the 40.
but there were you could
Shipping would have been.
there were young kids behind the desk and they're just looking at each other like, what the fuck? What's going on right now? What is this? I'm like, this is customer service. You know, what this person did is horse shit.
Mm-hmm.
This cat is taking care of me. But it was, you know, it was a guy from our, you know, whatever generation we are. I don't even fucking know, but you know,
Gen X, the best,
mm-hmm.
the one nobody really fucks with.
What's funny, I was watching, it wasn't Mike Rowe, but it was like, it's been a few years back, but they were talking about, you know, how our kids are all fucked up and it's our fault. He's like, straight up, he's like, because our generation was the doer generation, you know, and don't anyone take this personally. I'm just quoting this guy, but we were the doer generation. Like whatever our kids needed, we fucking gave it to them. Like we took them to practice. We gave them this. We gave them that. We gave them every opportunity to do well because we were the doer generation. So it's our fault. And I was like sitting back thinking about it. I'm like, I think he's kind of right, you know, because.
Well, you kind of sit back. Okay, you get kids. You sit back. You look on your own life. You're like, well, if I'd have had this opportunity, I'd have done really good.
Exactly.
If I'd had this, I'd have done this. Well, I'll give my kids that. And it doesn't work like that.
It didn't fucking work. Yeah, exactly. It did not work. Yes, exactly.
Well, parents are trying to be friends rather than a parent.
Yes, but now I'll be straight ass honest with you. Like, I bust my kid's ass. Like, you know, I don't want you being an idiot. I don't want you acting like you have no feelings. I don't want you acting like you don't know what hurts. Like, you know, my cousin, like, she shrouded her kids all the time. My kids, I love, you know, hey, you want to go jump off the fucking roof? Go ahead, because you're going to know what it means to hurt. You jump off that roof and you break something, well, guess what? You're not going to do it again. I wouldn't say, nope, don't do it. I'd say, hey, you might not want to do that. You're not going to like the results. Ah, fuck you, Dad. You know, jump off the fucking. Well, now we're going to the ER. Oh, you broke your arm. Well, you going to do that again?
How do
no.
you like that?
Yeah, like they're so shrouded. Like we don't let them do fucking anything. You know, so it's like, yeah, like, you know, my kids are all pretty good. You know, but.
Well, I mean, you kind of look at it. It's like the my mom and dad, their parents were real strict on them, and so like overly strict. So like the baby boomer generation, their parents were like super overly strict on them.
Mhm. Yeah.
So they
Exactly.
kind of let us roam, you know.
Now my parents, you can ask
I
Ron.
don't know. Well, I'm talking
We got
about
our
within-
ass beat.
Yeah, you still got your ass beat if you screwed up,
hmm
And
but
before
and
dark,
you were scared of your parents. But it wasn't I don't know, because it's like now if you let your kids just go out and play and don't, you know, we used to wander the streets. You
Yeah,
don't
but there's
see
too
that
many.
anymore. They don't let
There's
their kids
there's
do
too
that.
many. There's too many fucking weirdos out there now. Is the problem, Brian? And
Nah,
maybe
the weirdos were out there before. You
I
just
guess
see
they
them a lot
were,
more.
but we knew to get the hell away from the weirdos. You know, like
Yeah, and
I
I
mean,
think a kid nowadays would know to get the hell away from a weirdo.
no, they don't because they're so shrouded that they.
Well, that's the problem.
Yeah, right. They're like, oh well, he's being a friend. He's being nice. I got to go. You know.
He's got ice cream and candy in his van. I'll go
Hey,
with
hey,
you.
it says free candy on the
Yeah,
side
they
of his
do that.
van. Like, what the fuck?
All it took was one. hate to say it, but all it took was one of your friends getting fucked up, and everybody
free
knew about it. Okay, we're
2
staying away from
millimeter
that.
sockets.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know, and I don't know. And maybe it's social media. We just see a lot of it now. You know,
Yeah.
like my
Mohawk.
kids. My kids watch the
Never
news
got a
and they're like,
participation
oh,
trophy. If you're not first, you suck.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. Now they're like, oh look, Dad, I got a blue ribbon for 17th
Who
place.
needs helmet
Like,
to ride a
oh, that's
bike?
fucking great. You know.
Man,
I don't know. I think there's a
JB,
lot of that.
you're not
we
a
had,
boomer.
we
My
had a thing
dad's
go
a
through
boomer.
when we were like 13 and 14. But we
I
had a
don't
thing
know
go
if it's
through
as
when I was like
bad as
13 or
we
14
think
where
it
they're going
is.
to make us put license plates on our bikes and then make us wear helmets.
We didn't even know
Well,
what helmets.
Our neighborhood is not bad. It's actually pretty nice. They can walk around, everything's fine. No. The only time we wore a helmet was on the dirt bike. And that's just because
Yeah.
we were dumbasses when we did a bunch of dumb shit. So
You wore a
we
helmet
tried
on
to
a
protect
motorcycle.
what brains we had left. So, right. We were jumping all kinds of shit out in the street and doing donuts and hitting trees. I hit a car. So yeah, we wore helmets. No shin guards, chest guards, nothing like that. I
Well, you can get
dislocated my
going a
left
lot
knee.
faster on a motorcycle than you can
It
a
was
bicycle.
fun. It hurts now, but it was
Oh,
fun.
yeah.
You can wreck just as big on a bicycle. I've done it. Like, hey, let's just ride down this gravel hill without hands. See
Yeah.
how far you can make it.
Probably could.
Let's build a 4-foot tall ramp.
Man. There's
Yeah, you're not going to go over that
street
ramp
up
on a
by
motorcycle,
the
but you're going
middle
to ride on a
school.
bicycle. Yeah.
There's a street up by the middle school that is so steep. It's slower though. Come on. It's got to be better.
Mhm.
Yeah, I went down that hill on my skateboard. I made it.
Yeah, JB, when we were
I'll never
kids,
do it
we'd
again.
mess up at the neighbor's
But I
house,
made it.
the neighbor would whoop our ass.
Yeah, that was part of it too.
Oh God.
What's up, Dan? Dude, I'm a damn Dexter, he says.
Now his drunk
He's
son's
okay,
next
that's
door.
right. What's that? Shoulder's killing me at night.
I said now the drunk son's next door.
At your house? Oh, I know who you're talking about. Never mind.
Bill.
Yep. He's harmless, though. His brother is an idiot.
He will not leave me alone by that damn Hyundai.
All right.
Who, Bill or Jim?
Fucking mail call showed up. Levi.
Bill. No, Bill.
Oh, nice.
Jim won't talk to me because I
It's
sent him
even
home
my
after Dad
size.
about killed him.
He's been calling me wanting me to work on his car. I'm like, nope. I returned that phone call, buddy.
How'd you rate down getting T-shirt from Levi?
We're buddies.
Oh, okay.
He's got a hat too.
He's telling me he's the one that made the one-eyed cat shirt for you too.
Yeah,
Cats are idiots.
cats are idiots.
Levi made that one too for him.
He did. I know. Hi, Wendy.
It's one of my favorite shirts.
It is. It's awesome.
Like once in a while, the cats have they got to go to the vet. I'll wear that shirt.
The people at the vet's office probably like, he ain't lying.
Last time I went, the lady didn't even realize it until I was checking out. I was there for like 15 minutes. Never really looked at it
All
until
right.
Seen the back of it.
Dylan is a good kid, man. Dylan is an old soul. That's,
yeah. It sucks that he broke his transmission last year early and didn't get to run it if he wanted to.
man, as soon as I was walking up there to film that run, and I heard that boost pipe blow off, and I'm like, oh, that's not good, because he was under a load when it happened, and I knew it just shocked the whole drivetrain. I was like, ooh. I was like, oh, maybe it'll be okay. And he was putting the clamp back on. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Kind of like back in the day,
There's
when we were
lowers.
racing, you'd break a rear end, and automatically you knew it broke the transmission, because it just shocked the whole
Yeah.
drivetrain.
That's why I didn't. That's why I left my transmission a footprint.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, when
you get greedy and then you just wrap it. Yeah.
you let it eat, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's like Dad's car. He used to run. He had one of those 5-speed transmissions in it. Man, we
Stick.
broke more shit in that thing. I mean, just
Doug
everything.
Nash,
broke everything.
Richmond 5-speed.
Yeah. And I finally talked him in, like, Dad, let's put a 400 in it. And he was like, well, I want a trans brake in it. I'm like, no. We're going to foot brake it, and it'll be fine, and it'll live forever. And, and it's still going,
Yeah. Whatever happened to Mr. Doug Nash and his transmissions? You don't hear much about that for the last 30 years.
Yeah. Because that was like NASCAR shit, wasn't it?
Well, him and Richmond got together and
It was
made it. Now
Richmond.
it's
It was
all-
Richmond, yeah.
Some NASCAR company bought them out.
Jericho
Oh, okay.
bought them out. Yeah, Jericho.
It's
and
no
Liberty
longer
bought them
Richmond. Some NASCAR company, Jericho.
out. It was
Yeah.
Jericho. And then now, like the
Yeah.
Pro Stock guys, they run
Well,
Liberty transmissions, which are
But yeah, that 5-speed was nasty, Dr. Art.
Well, yeah, I remember him.
Whoops.
well. He had
That first
the
year, it lasted not even 60 feet.
What was really
at the,
what was really
Go
cool
ahead.
was that shifter he had. It was an inline. Like you didn't have to. You pulled a lever and it reset it into first gear.
The
And then you
V
just
Oh, it was a
pulled it.
vertical gate.
Yeah. Oh, it was so cool. Yeah, it was fun as shit to drive, but man, it was hard on shit. I mean, it was hard on shit.
and you didn't have to use the clutch either.
Yeah, you just pulled it. It was so cool.
You put it to the floor
But
and
man,
you shift it.
We had a drive shaft one time. It looked like a candy cane. It was about a foot shorter, and it came out of the transmission and everything. I mean, it was just horrendous. And just we had
Rip the
we had,
drive shaft loop out of the floor.
we put gears in it, and it, how many ever teeth it was meshing at the time, 4 or 5. It was just wrung them right off. It was crazy. I was like, how? And it was a good gear. It was a hard gear. It was like,
Yeah.
how are you doing this? But it's a fairly heavy car, but he runs a 400 small block, so they make a ton of torque. And man, it just broke shit.
So he's
And he
better at
also
turning
run like a
stuff than you are.
40-pound freaking flywheel on it too.
What was that, Art?
He's better at tearing up stuff than you two are.
I still couldn't hear you. What?
He's better at tearing cars up than the both of you put together.
Yeah,
He
he
definitely better.
Yeah, he broke a lot more
Yeah.
shit than we did. Yeah,
Well,
I
they
learned
flew
from his
a bunch of
mistakes.
motors.
yeah. I used to blow shit up because I ran Ford motors, so
But I'm telling you what, it was only running 13s. It would only run 13s pulling the wheels because of that big ass flywheel.
Mhm. Hey, I got a picture of my car with
It
a
was funny as hell.
bone ass stock 302 in it running 13 flat, and I got both front wheels off the ground. Oh, I know why. That's because I used
that
a
car didn't
trans
weigh
brake.
anything, so that's
Well, you remember that though, because I had the trans brake in it, and I had never used it before, and it was at that turkey race, and I was like, well, I don't have a rev limiter, so I just went up there and I matted it, and it flashed at like 4,400, and this motor could only go about $5,000 before it started floating valves. And Richard Waters took a picture of it when it left. He was like, "You're not going to believe this picture I just got of that car." I got back from that run and it had blown the valve cover gaskets out. I mean, this motor was just beat tired, but it was the last race of the year, and I just wanted to go. It was so bad.
Pulling the wheels and running a 13. Yeah, that's a,
Yeah, it was. It was my Fox body. It had ladder bars and stuff in the back. I mean, it was.
Yes, it would hook in mud. Yeah.
Yeah, it would hook anytime. Yeah, I never worried about that car after that. And yeah, but it pulled both front wheels with that worn out ass, like a 2.2 60 foot or something. But it just had so much gear in it. It was a 456. It was just riding up the gear before it go. All
You did look at
152
JB's
horsepower
comment,
was going to the wheels. What's that? What'd you say, Rob?
You look at JB's comment. Jump over there and look at JB's comment. He's getting you.
I think I'm about to go in and hang with the wife. That shows how much I think about this. Hey. Oh, wait, JB.
No, it's because I'm in here. You don't like it.
Wait a minute, JB. Oh, sorry, JB. Didn't hear you, buddy. Oh, JB means well. He's on the.
It's all
JB
because
likes,
I'm in
but
here.
hey, Brian, JB likes everybody.
Oh, I know.
Hold on
I
a
just
minute.
give him shit. I got on his live last weekend. And
Oh, he's good at. Yeah. Where's that one in here?
Well, he went till 5 a.m. and now he's
Yeah,
a
I'm like-
badass.
yeah,
Like
I was
six-
supposed to get up early and work on my
Oh,
car
here's the
that
one.
next day.
Here's the one I was looking for. He's not going in to see his wife.
Yeah, he's going to LP. Yeah.
Mm.
JB likes dudes.
Oh, that's what it is. I'm not looking enough.
I forgot about this one. Can you guys see it?
Oh, JB loves Buck.
JB loves Buck.
JB needs to be sharpened.
Mhm.
He's getting worn on his trucks. Oh, God.
Shush, Jason's talking.
He's getting dulled.
I want to do the Carolina Reaple Challenge. Holy shit, Damien. what do
Hey,
you
Dr.
have
Art,
against-
did you happen to see
what do
that
you have
short I
against
made
their
on my
asshole?
car?
No, I did not.
Make sure you record.
I seen the one on the when you're working on the truck today, but I didn't see before that.
I've got the whole interior tore out of the Camaro and rewiring the whole car. It's got some corrosion from sitting for so long.
Oh, okay.
It's got a bunch of corrosion.
It's just easier
in
to
the,
start over. Yeah.
engine
they're really-
harness, so I'm just rewiring. Yep.
You
Well,
haven't
that's-
done
I
it
mean-
40
I got one
some
of
odd
those painless
days?
wiring harnesses.
Once you get past the dash and back, that's the easy part.
Yeah, Dash is definitely the.
Right. I got most
Yeah,
of
the
that
dash-
licked, and now I'm just waiting on my instrument cluster to show up. And,
Yeah, the
How you
dash.
doing,
Yeah, the dash with all the HV stuff and the engine, and that's a bastard. The rest of the car is easy. It's just lights and bullshit,
right.
Well,
yeah,
it's
the
like
rear
everybody
part's
talks
done.
crap on them too, or I've heard a lot of people talk crap on painless wiring. I'm like, I don't
Oh, dude,
understand
I love
why.
this harness. Everything's labeled.
Yeah,
That's
you
what
can't.
I'm saying. The wires themselves are labeled to go to this. How can it be a bad thing?
Because you don't know how to do wiring.
Oh,
It's
It
not.
almost
well,
looks like you don't have to know how if all the wires are
I
labeled.
You
absolutely.
still got to
So-
connect everything, and yeah.
yeah. The only complaint I have is I worked on a 56 Cheyenne pickup truck, and it literally must have had the first painless wiring harness in it ever, and all the wires were black.
Wow.
And in real fine letters, it showed you what line it, what where it went. I was like, I had to have I had my reading glasses and a magnifying glass. I'm like, oh, that's what that says. Luckily, the newer ones are all, they're color coded, but
Mhm.
yeah, it's great. Actually, that truck's going to be in the shop next week again.
See you, Colleen. Take it easy.
Take care, Colleen. Have a good night.
Night, Colleen.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna get going myself here.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
all
so
got one
as
more
soon
day
as
of
that's
work.
done-
I don't.
Yeah, I just got
All that
crap to
corrosion
do
in
around the
that
house.
harness was making the car kind of run.
JB sweating more than Biden looking at a set of stairs. I know where that's from. That's from my video. That's funny, Damien. JB, if you do a live tomorrow, I'm going to throw your seat in the
I was
trash.
throwing around the idea about changing my seats, and then I got a Recaro from a buddy that I sat inside the car, and I can't put a Recaro in it because it sits too high.
Damn it!
So I got to leave my race buckets in it.
I
Mhm.
need to borrow one. I need to borrow your passenger seat.
Well, I mean, I've got that foam in them, and they feel pretty good.
Well, I
What
need
is
to
it,
borrow
just
a
a
seat
plastic
because
base?
Why?
my bench. If I leave this bench seat in it, I'm too tall, and with my helmet on it, my head hits the roof. They're not going to like that one.
Just cut the ass out of the seat.
That's my problem. Is my helmet hits.
Do the short on it.
No, we just need to find you another sheet because I'm putting that passenger seat back in.
Well, I only need to borrow it for one weekend, for fuck's sake.
Actually, I think I know somebody that's got 2 seats.
Do you?
Oh,
Dr. Art's out.
see you, Art.
See you, Dr. Art.
They said he was leaving.
Yeah, we were ignoring him. I'm sorry. Have a good night, Dr. Art. Putting a painless wiring system in a 41 Zephyr.
You said you
Ooh,
only
that's
need
cool.
it for a weekend?
Yeah, when we go to Sykeston, that's all I need it for. See you, Dr. Art.
Oh,
Sorry, buddy.
yeah. See you, dude. Well, thanks for hanging out as long as you did anyway. It's been cool chatting with him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I haven't seen him
been a
for a
while.
while.
I haven't seen him much at all lately.
Yeah, that's awesome. He stopped by for sure. He's a good dude, man. He's got a lot of shit going on.
Normally he's here for a few minutes and then it's like
Yeah.
a fart in a whirlwind, man. He normally doesn't hang out for but a few minutes.
There you go, Mom. Now we see how a first responder is. Seems like all the good lives happen when I'm at work. Me too. No, not really. When I'm at work, nothing's going on. It's daytime. The nighttime is the right time. Lost her mind.
Like I say, I miss everything.
I'm hoping by next weekend I'll have the seats back in the car.
Yes, Dan, we have cleaned the
But,
EGR passes on a 4.6.
Stevie's got 2 of those red.
Stevie's got 2
of those
races?
race buckets, I think.
Oh, well, we need to get a hold of him then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, time's a ticking.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm getting my ass kicked at work. I don't want to fucking do anything.
Well,
when I come
Dan,
home.
man, I know, me too.
That's what I'm gonna
That's
do
why
after I'm
I
done
told
with
this
this.
new guy that the guy here Wednesday. Well, the new guy showed up Wednesday. I told him, I was like, I'm going to let you work through next week and help you get acclimated to things around the shop. I'm taking a really long weekend off.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay.
Well, yeah.
I'm like, no, I wasn't asking. I was
Yeah,
telling-
yeah, that wasn't a request. That was an order. Yeah.
Guess what your day's going to be like when you come back?
Yeah. I don't care if it's a shit show when I come back. I need a fucking break. It's I need a mental break from the shop.
Need a mental health day.
You don't understand. I mean, we get cars towed in all day long, and it's just nonstop. So we've got diag this, diag that, alternator, starter, battery, and it's just so many things happening all at once, and nobody knows how to keep everything rolling in a smooth, well-oiled machine. I'm the only one for some reason that can stay on track, and it's wearing me down.
It's because you're a hero, Rob.
I gotta go up and make sure they called the customer. Well, but I've just been doing it for so long. I'm used to that stage. I know every single step, and this is the way it should happen. But they just, well, yes, Jason, that shop is never slow. It's always booming. And with AAA, there's probably 60% more tows.
I started
So
working there.
you two brothers should just open a shop up together.
We're working on it, Brian. It's hard, man.
We've been trying.
The problem is in the area where we work, the overhead's high and the competition.
Yeah, that's the problem right there, is getting a building to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm for sure if we opened a shop, we would be fine. But it's just, man, it's so where we're at. It's just the overhead is so high, and there's so many. And the other problem is, it's not only the competition, but these big companies are coming in and absorbing all the little companies. Like AAA is coming in and buying up all the little mom and pop shops. Like the one he works at, when I started working there, it was mom and pop, busier than shit, made great money. And then, corporate America comes in and just fucking throws a monkey wrench and everything. And yeah, it's rough. It's
that's
rough.
kind of the American dream right now, is start a business and hope somebody buys it from you.
It is.
All your life.
Well, like my buddy Rob knows all about Rich. I think there was a big company that's wanting to buy his place, and he's been fighting. I'm like, no, I don't want you to buy it. I don't want you to buy it. Well, he's getting to the point now where he's getting up there in years. He's like, I might sell it. I'm like, fuck, let us buy it. Well, the problem is corporate America is offering him way more fucking money than I can afford to offer to him. So I'm like, okay, well then piss on me,
I wonder why people don't just.
Well, and if it wasn't Forge Line that had that shop we were just looking at, we'd probably be a whole lot better off.
You know what's funny about that? Yesterday, Eric came in, the guy that used to own my shop, that started there. He knows that guy. And he was like, you could probably buy that whole building if you wanted to. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, he'd probably sell it. But we got to talking about that whole, I'm not going to say the name of that company, but he's like, that guy's kind of full of it. And he never really did real well. He just had a big name that he carried over from the other company. And I'm like, like, He told us all these big numbers, and we were getting ready to jump in on it. And then I started doing some research, and then my brother started doing some research with another guy, and everybody's like, no, don't touch it. You're about to get screwed. So, yeah. And that's another story we can tell at No Names if you guys ever want to hear it. Where we almost did buy one back in January, February, but we would have been screwed, like big time. And luckily,
put up Turbo Tom's comment, Jason.
Luckily, we did.
We dropped out soon.
Soon enough, yeah.
We dropped out good time.
Tip them. Ooh. Fix a tip 'em ground. Oh, it was okay. It was grounding through the rear wiper. Yeah, yeah. That's some good Chrysler shit right there, isn't it, Tom? Yeah. I got one. I got a ProMaster van at the shop that's got the chicken lights on the top, and the center chicken light stripped out, and it's allowing water to come in, and it's running down the windshield, ran into the dash, shorted out the body control module and the HVAC control module. And oddly enough, when I called the dealer, the HVAC control modules are on national back order. Weird. I wonder why.
Those damn ProMasters. I used to work on them some.
They
Yeah, Dan,
suck,
we've
don't
been looking for some.
We had a
for some
problem
time
with
now.
cooling fans on them.
Mhm. Those things have
Oh
problems
God,
with
I'm
everything.
finished.
They break axles because it's a big heavy van and it's front wheel drive. They blow axles out. They break ball joints. This thing, it's had like 3 or 4 rear camshafts and rocker arms put in it because of just the oiling problems with it. Excuse me.
3.6.
Oh yeah, piece of shit.
Those things eat freaking control arms like crazy.
They do. They eat control arms. They eat axles. It was just a bastard design. And then you go to what I call its bigger brother. You go to the Mercedes, the Sprinter, which everybody uses the Sprinter. It's another big piece of shit, and it's got a 3.6 turbo diesel in it, Mercedes engine, and it makes more torque, and it really blows axles and transmissions. And, yeah, they break flywheels, and it's just a bad.
You know what I did really like about the ProMasters though was test driving them in the summer, because if you crank that blower motor up on that AC, it'll about blow your skin off.
Dude, I know.
hard.
So
And colder than shit. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay,
so this-
I like that.
So I actually, it's a construction company. I actually used to work on them here at the house, and the guy that used to bring them to me here at the house, he quit working for the company. Well, and they found out I work out this shop, and when he called me and said that the AC wasn't working, I'm like, how the hell did it don't work? I was like, that's the best AC in the world, because they don't have rear AC, but dude, it would cool that whole van off. Like you said, it was like a blaster, And when he brought it in, it was deader than 4 o'clock. Like, it didn't do shit. So I started doing the whole test. I'm like, well, there's no power. And then he calls me back. He's like, hey, I forgot to tell you. He said that there's water leaking through the roof, and it's dripping down on the dash. And I was like, oh. So I pulled the head unit out, the control unit it's just all green, corroded, just disgusting. I mean, I was like, oh, so I called our local Dodge dealer, which we know guys that work there, and I was like, hey, Mike. He was like, yeah, they're saying maybe by the end of September. He's like, I got like 7 of them that I need, and I'm like, oh, that sucks. But
What was the messed up thing on the brakes on the
Oh.
ProMaster? There was something on the brakes.
hey, the damn rotors come off. You got to pull the whole hub and bearing has to come off, like
Yeah.
out of the spindle, and then you got to separate it. It's a
Like the
Well,
Isuzus and the Chevy trucks.
well,
The
and
older
the Ford Transits are the same way. Like they don't make them to work on them anymore. They just make them to put together real fast and get off the fucking assembly line. That's all
Yeah.
they do. They don't give a shit about us working on them. Believe me.
Dan, them full-size Ford Transits look like Rodney Dangerfield.
That's right. That's right. Like fucking giant
Put the beer
Oldsmobile, yeah. Dan's drinking those damn Heinekens again or some shit in them.
Right.
We have a ProMaster at work. It's been nothing but a POS. Only thing that's good. They are good in the snow because they're front wheel drive, yeah. Compared to the Transit I drive,
And
yeah.
they're heavy.
So the Transit diesels have a fuel cooler that's in the back, like under the diff, which is totally asinine. So shit comes up off the road and hits that fuel cooler. Well, what's running through that cooler? Diesel fuel. It'll pump all the fuel out of the back of the van because it's like these engineers are retarded. Only one beer. Oh, Foster's. Well, there you go. That's better than that fucking horse piss Heineken you were talking about the other day.
Big old Foster's oil can.
Fastest Lager.
I don't know if I've ever had a Foster's.
I don't think
Pretty
I
good. I
have.
drank them when we were on strike.
Fosters are good. You guys will like. That's a good. It's a heavy lager. It's Australian. It'll mess you up too. It's like 6%. Yeah, it ain't no joke.
Well, I drank them when we were on strike because you could drop
Yeah.
them down into a 32-ounce cup that you get from the gas
Right.
station.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
you
because
just
it's a
put
big.
that on there, put a straw in it, and you walk in the
Yeah.
picket line. Just
Yeah, it's a big.
everybody
It's
thinks
a
you're
short,
drinking soda.
fat can. It's like
Mhm.
what is it like 25.2 ounces? It's something weird. Some weird, something liter, 0.8 liters or something
That's messed up, Damien.
like that. Computers were Australian for STA.
Oh,
So Dan's drinking 20%.
damn.
No. Point is, the starter has to be approved by some damned computer somewhere after I turn the key. Yeah. Yeah, your theft deterrent. I think a delayed starter is normal. Yeah.
What are those cars going to do? The ones that shut off? You know they got to go through starters faster.
They do. They do. So the start-stop cars usually are a direct drive starter, but yeah, they burn them up. They do. Yep. Indeed. And they're
Yeah, it's
expensive
weird.
as shit.
You be sitting at a red light and hear the car next to you start up. It's like,
Man, the first time I drove one,
Yeah.
it was a Honda. It was when I
We do a
worked
lot
at the
of
shop where
start-stops.
Rob works. I'm driving it down the road. I'm heading. We do this big. We call it the big block. It's 4 miles. We drive all the way around this mall. And I'm going toward the big block, and I'm slowing down and I'm stopping. And it's like,
oh shit.
what happened? And then I let off the brake, and it's like, I'm like, okay, this is weird. I don't know what's going on. I literally had, and I don't remember what the customer's complaint was, but it was close to what this was going on. Like, the car stalls when you hit the stop. I'm like, well, yeah, no shit, but I let off the brake and it goes, and then, yeah, freaking out. Oh, no, it does that all the time. That's a start stop. It's doing some other stuff, and it's like, okay, I don't
How much gas can that actually save? Really?
fucking,
A lot.
I mean,
It is a ton.
really? But
So
if
if
you
you
think
get the same
about it,
2.5 liter Malibu, what?
but if you think about it, doesn't it take more fuel to start the engine?
That's
than
what
to
I
just
was
let the
always
engine
told.
run? I'm pretty sure that's
No, because it's only starting at 600 RPM. If you look at it when it starts, it's only at 600 RPM. It's not starting up to 1200 or 1500.
no. Well, maybe you're right. I don't know. Whatever.
If you look at the same Malibu that has a start-stop system and one that does not, and look at the fuel mileage, they're about 7 to 8 miles per gallon better on average
Wow.
because of the start-stop.
Okay, maybe worth it.
But
That gas
oh,
money.
no,
is
no,
the same
hold on. But
starter.
exactly.
Yeah, when you got to pay a
Money you
grand
saved on the
for starter
fuel.
on it, why? Yeah. But see, the only reason that is because the manufacturer has to meet a certain EPA average for
Yeah,
all their vehicles. So they don't give a shit how much it costs you. They just want to make sure they're satisfying the EPA.
Right.
Just like the whole fucking 864 motors, the displacement on demand engines, the Fords, all of them, they all suck. And they actually don't get any better mileage, and they fuck the engine up. Like, it's horrible. But it satisfied the EPA, so Biden's good with his, Actually, Biden doesn't even know what the fuck's going on. With the
Instead
EPA.
pronouns.
No.
Yes, fuck pronouns. Fuck you and your
I
pronouns.
said it's step. I said his step pronouns.
Oh, it's step pronouns. You was cut out there. Sorry. All I heard was pronouns. I'm like, fuck him and his pronouns.
No.
Silent but violent. That's like my farts.
That's what he's talking about.
You smell it right now?
The chat's going nuts over here while we're talking. Smell-o-vision.
Can you guys still see me?
What happened? Yeah.
Yeah,
All my screens just went black.
unfortunately.
Okay, this literally all my screens just shut off. Like,
Take your foot off the brake.
oh, sorry.
Yeah, take your foot off the brake.
I'll put my feet over here. Anyway, I'm getting ready to get off here anyway. Yeah, my screen's all went fucking blank. This computer,
Are we
like
good
I said,
for Saturday?
we're on
Jason?
borrow Saturday. This Saturday? Oh shit! Yeah, actually, yeah.
Okay.
Don't let me forget. Message me or text me, and I know you got my Facebook or my phone number. Don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Get the questions ready. Let's do it. Yeah, I actually will be home. I'm not fucking going anywhere. I've got stuff to work on here at the house. But yes, definitely. Yep.
What time you going on, Brian?
I don't know. What time's good for you, Jason? Are you in Central Time Zone or?
I'm Eastern. Rob, are we going to
Eastern.
go watch Gassers at Killcare? They're there this weekend.
Most likely.
Okay. Well, what time do you normally go on, Brian? On Saturday?
It depends. Usually for that one, like last week, I did real early, and I don't like going early because it steps on Bear Roses Live.
Yeah. Because
So
we've
I
got the
usually like going on the later the better. You know, like 8 or
Okay.
9 o'clock my time. So it'd be
Yeah.
like 9 or 10 o'clock your time.
That'd be good because the
I just
Southeast
don't know what
Gassers.
time old guys like you go to bed though.
Well, I'll be fine. I can. But we got
Okay.
we got the Southeast Gassers here in town this week, and I really want to go watch them. So, I mean, we'll be home. They're usually done before dark. So, I mean, I'll be home at 6, 7 o'clock. So yeah, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, if you want to go, yeah,
Yeah, we got the Straight Axle Mafia coming out in a couple weeks.
nice.
Yeah,
that's
guys
pretty
are
much the
tall,
same
John.
thing.
The guys
Yeah.
that Tall John hangs out with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna come
And
by
Pork
the
Chop.
shop and we're gonna hang out. I think Jed's actually gonna come out. We'll probably have a pretty good time.
And Pork Chop's hanging out with them too. I see his videos on there.
I don't know who that is.
What's his face from Moonshiners?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Josh.
On the head. Josh. He is supposed to be coming back out with them too.
Yeah.
I'd like
he
to
ran
build a gasser.
No, Dan.
I want
not
to.
silent whatsoever.
I want a straight axle car so bad. I might put a straight axle under this Tim this winter. You guys might shit a brick.
Well, you still got to build. You said you were going to build modern Hemi powered Fox body.
Yes.
Yes.
And I also
we
want
have
to
do
build.
that.
I also want to build. Where is it? I want to build one of these. I don't know if you can see it. I want to build
I
a
can't
front
see it.
engine slingshot dragster. Yeah, it's hard to tell. I can't.
I
get
do
up there.
too. I want to build one of those, but build just like a 318 for it. Something that's not ignorantly fast.
I want a slant 6 front engine dragster. That's what I want.
Oh, there was a guy at Slanted Nationals had one of those, and I was like, that guy ain't got nothing in that car. No money, really.
When I was a
But
kid,
still, I
We
just
watched
don't like
a couple of
slanted
them on
engines.
YouTube, and there's one that had a turbo on it that was insane.
when I was a kid, there was a guy that had a slant 6. It was a slant 6 slingshot dragster. It was a 4-speed. It was a clutch, and he ran it
Hello,
on
Buck.
nitro. It was cool as shit. It was here in Beaver
Oh,
Creek.
what the buck!
Buck, where the frickety frack you been, buddy? He's probably at work, isn't he? I got a lot of shit I want to build, Brian.
I do too. I got so
I
much
would
shit
like
that I like.
I would like to have a Hemi powered Fox body though, but like the Fox body part of it
Well,
is
aside
more
of
expensive
that-
now than the damn Hemi is.
Yeah, that's the hard part to find. Is
Right.
a good box body.
honestly, I think you get done with the S10, I'll get done with the Camaro, and we could go together and just build a gasser.
I would love to have a gasser. I really would.
I would too. And we could both drive it because we're almost same height. So
So I know a guy that would. Well, it wouldn't actually be
That
a
knows
gasser. I know, it wouldn't actually be a gasser, but we could run it in the super stock class in the Southeast gassers. There's this
Oh.
guy I know that's got this green '67 Camaro.
oh, what the hell, dude?
We'd have to change everything, but we
Yes,
can't run
I
it
know.
in the gas. We
That
can't
was
run it
shit.
in the we can't run it in the gasser class, but we can run it in the super stock class. And there's only one of them right now. So
Now, what do they run in their super stock class?
it's so they
Like, do
run.
they have a year restriction?
Yes, it's 1967. So in
Oh,
'67, you couldn't run a '67 car in gassers. It had to be in the stock class or the super stock class. Well, our dad happens to have a '67 Camaro, and there's only one '67 Camaro in the super stock class right now. So, I mean, they're not
What does
cheap
the
because we'd have to get a good.
super stock
The only-
67 Camaro look like?
The only bitch is, there's Dad's car there. That's me driving it, by the way.
Actually, I think Jeremy's in at that time.
Is it? Okay. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's our dad's car. I mean,
Just
that's
wonder what
that's
a super stock '67 Camaro looks like. What do they consider super stock car looking like?
it looks just like that car. Sorry. Yeah, it looks just like. Where'd Rob go? Oh, I removed him. Fuck. Sorry, Rob. I pushed way too many buttons. No, the car looks just like that, Brian. But the thing with it is like in see, yeah, there's Robbie's car back in the day. Yeah.
It
To
was
run
ugly.
super stock, it'll have to have it'll either have to have like a 327 or a 396 or a 6-cylinder. I mean, whatever the car came with in that era, which Dad's car has a 400 small block in it. So we'd have to either put, build a 396, which actually would probably be the better motor to build because you can actually build a 402, because back then a lot of the 396s were 402s, but GM only said they were 396s.
Yeah.
There's a lot of rigmarole. It's the whole, you listen to all these stock class racers. They got all these little, fidgety things. So, but the bitch is we're going to have a 4-speed in it, which we know.
You got to have a really wicked fucking '60s paint job too.
Oh yeah. Well, the paint job on it's pretty. That picture doesn't do it any justice. Like my dad is a kid of the '60s. Like he graduated high school in '69, and that's actually that's either a Volkswagen or a Saab metallic green, and it's
Yeah,
actually in 3
those
different
VW.
stages. It's a really neat paint job, and he's got a gold base in it, and it's really cool paint job. It really is, but. Like I said, we'd have to do a
It
lot
took
of
us
shit.
7 hours to paint the car, and we did it all in one night.
Yeah.
We went
That
home
was
at
Well, I
like
know
5
all the
a.m.
nostalgia. Anything that comes up nostalgia race around here, they cut it off at like 72 or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, come on,
Right.
I got a 74. Look at my car.
Well,
My car don't look nostalgic. I don't know what does.
Well, they used to do that shit to us. Well, now they're doing it like our old time drags. They do it 25 years or older.
Yeah, I'd like for them to do that because, like I said, my car, if
Well,
it don't
actually-
look nostalgic, I don't know what
Actually,
does.
for a while they were trying to keep the Fox bodies out because they kept doing, it's 27 years.
Well, I
It's
could see
28
that,
years.
too.
It's 30 years. Finally, they were just like, okay, we can't do that anymore. Like, the Fox bodies started in '79. They didn't want us in there. So. Uno Momento.
Which I can understand that to an extent, because then everybody would just race a Fox Body Mustang.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, now they're all gone because everybody bought them up, unfortunately.
If you can find one. They're in a ditch or around a pole or, you know.
you find convertibles all day long.
There was a guy that had a
I can find
convertible.
convertibles.
Well, there was one convertible out of Killcare the guy used to run, and they made him put a hoop in it. Well, because he put a hoop in it, his Mustang club that he was in kicked him out.
Yeah.
So he took the hoop out of it so that he'd get back in his Mustang club, and then he wasn't allowed to race no more
Why would the Mustang Club kick him out?
because it wasn't stock.
Oh, fuck them guys. I would
Dude,
just
do
be
you
like,
have any
all
different Camaros and Firebirds I have in my car?
I could, well, that's like, well, and I,
My
I,
car
I can't
is
speak.
far,
I
far,
can't
far
because
from
a
stock.
lot of the Mopar people around here are just, oh, it's got to be stock. I'm like, yeah, okay, so it's no fun.
All right.
Mustangs are girls' cars. That's what Brian always said.
The Mustangs are girls' cars.
First
They
responder.
have to be pre 1970, and the 69s I can almost give a pass because they started looking real cool. Oh, bye, Jason. 69s I can almost give a pass because I like 69 Mustangs, but anything older than that, they're girls' cars. Fucking girls'
Right.
cars.
I can't
I get
stand
you.
the Mustang 2s.
Yeah, even Mustang guys can't stand Mustang 2s. Fuck those things.
I actually like Mustang 2s. I think those are the
Yeah.
coolest cars.
It's a fucking Pinto, which
Yeah.
Pintos would make great. What the fucking fuck is going on with my? All right, never mind. You can hear me, right? I can see it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love Pintos. They were everywhere when I was.
I would like to do a V8 Pinto. I think that would be fucking sweet. I don't want to do a
like a
V8.
460.
I don't want to do a V8 Mustang 2 though. I just don't like.
Ring dance
Convertible
company.
Mustangs are for Peter Puffers.
You got
Who
Dan.
said
All right,
that?
Damien.
Holy shit.
Oh.
All right, Damien.
First responder.
This is Dan down there. I got the convertible.
Jason had one. Jason had a convertible Mustang.
I did have a convertible Mustang, and I fucking hated it.
Oh, Jason, you did that short, that
Yeah, it
Mustang,
wasn't-
driving that Mustang. Did you see? I commented on. I thought I commented on that it was a girl's car.
Yeah, the old 65 that I work on.
Yeah.
Yep,
Fucking girl's
yep,
car.
you did. Yeah, fucking girl's car. I said secretary car, didn't I? Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We went to the we
Wow.
went
I
to
don't know
the
if
Shelby
you-
Museum. We went to the Shelby Museum and they got like all the Shelby Mustangs and stuff. And somebody said that in there. They're like, "Oh, these are all girls' cars." And everybody stopped and turned around, and looked at the guy. He was like,
Oh, I'll go in there with my
You
fucking
gotta get gang
Mopar hat
raped.
and my Mopar shirt on, and I'll scream, "Look at all the girls' cars!"
It's cool. We actually took the tour this time, so they took us
I
back
actually
through where
wouldn't
they're.
mind going and seeing something like that though, just because.
Oh man, it's so cool to see them in process because they'll bring a whole truckload of them in. They're just normal Mustangs, and then they're unload them, and then they put them in process, and they're
Jason,
tearing
look
all
at
the
Damien's.
suspension. Yeah, I know.
Damien
That's
got
the
some
problem.
different,
Is my
sneak attack.
yeah. What?
Sneak attack.
Yeah. No, that's the problem. My computer is. I have all this shit plugged in. All the USB that I've got. I've got the microphones. I got the lights. I got the camera, speakers, everything plugged into the power supply, and it just overloads it. Or luckily, it didn't shut down. And Hunter's buddy came over and put some patch in the power supply, and that's why it actually is staying running now. Because it shut down on me that one night, and I couldn't stop it. That's what when all my screens went blank earlier, I was like, oh shit, we're getting ready to shut down. But luckily it's still running. But my computer's from like fucking 1999 or some shit. But
Put a carburetor on it.
it needs one. You know what? I'm gonna set one of these damn carburetors on top of it right now.
Watch your
everything.
camera will come back on.
Yeah.
Oh, it probably will. It'll say, oh, that's what we needed.
But then
Right,
again, I
okay.
can also say I never wanted a Duster either, because everybody had one when I was a kid. But now that I got mine, I kind of like them.
Man, I want a Duster. Oh, when I was
Man,
at
you
the
know what I
lake last
wanted?
week.
I wanted a Sebring.
What the fuck? You did not.
I did.
No. I'll tell you what I saw last week though, Brian, and if I had the money, I would have bought it. When I was up the lake, it was a Snow White 65 Barracuda. It looked like the Valiant. It was so cool.
I
Somebody
hated
restored
those
this
for
thing.
so long.
I know
but
they're
really
so
started-
ugly. They're so ugly. They're cute because my old boss had
Seen
one. Remember
one.
Bill's Barracuda, Rob? Remember Bill's Barracuda, Robbie, that I worked for?
Yeah.
It looked just like it, like it, dude. And it had a 273 in it. It had a 4-speed. It had the Kragers on it. I mean, it was badass.
This guy had one. He bought a house, and in the house, in the basement garage, there was a Mustang and a Barracuda, and he sold the Mustang, and he was trying to sell the Barracuda for like $2,500.
Damn.
And I was gonna. And what it was somebody had made it into a race car back in the day, but it was an actual Formula S
Oh wow.
Barracuda.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah,
wheel
well-
wells had been cut out for big tires, and I was like, I mean, it was a piece of crap. Don't get me wrong, but I could not come up with the $2,500. I almost sold the Duster to buy this car.
Yeah.
Right.
Bill put big tires under his. It's got a 440 in it. Well, in action now it's like a 451 or what's the Stroker 400 440 thing? Is that a four? No, it's a 472.
451. Some people say 452.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
and it's
it's
got-
1 cubic inch, whatever.
Yeah, and it's got the Indy cylinder heads and everything. It's super quick, but now it's kind of cool. It's blue and it's got blue tinted windows. It's old school looking now. It's really neat. My dad actually made all the
Well,
fender
that
openings.
Duster- Not Duster. When I saw that satellite,
Oh, you mean a satellite Sebring?
went
The
from
old
a satellite to a. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want the
Oh,
gay.
okay.
You don't want the gay little convertible Sebring. You want the old school like Dad had, the big long nose.
What
Yeah.
year satellite
Yeah.
Sebring are you talking about?
Dad had like a
I think it was a
73.
71 or 72, the one that I looked at.
Yeah.
But then I went
Okay.
from that to a 66 Le Mans, and I was paying on the Le Mans because it had a whole lot more parts that come with it that I could fix it, and then the dude sold it underneath me.
Yeah, I can see you, Dan. I can see your comments. You just can't see me because my camera's a piece of shit. Well, it's not my camera; it's my power supply. I just shut a bunch of stuff off so that everything doesn't die. So
So then I went from that, and I bought my Camaro. So I've had it ever since.
Pop that up, Jason.
First responder.
first responder said duty.
Can you pop up that picture I'm sharing, Jason?
Where'd you share a picture at?
We don't see
It's
nothing,
down
Brian.
down by everybody else in the
Oh, down here.
where- Yeah.
We don't see it.
It,
Um, why is it not popping up? Let me click this little window. No, is it there?
Take Damien's comment off there.
Oh, maybe that's what it is. Yeah, let's try that.
Well, now nobody's on there.
Damn it. Yeah,
All right, try,
I
try it
don't know,
one
dude.
more time.
All right, here we
It
go.
did, they did it to me like, oh, okay. I see what window you clicked. All right, never mind. This
Okay,
is
sorry, man.
the-
Yeah.
it's that is my
Oh, here it is.
old
Here
car.
it is. Hold on. Here it comes.
Okay.
God damn it! It came up. Hold on. Let's see.
Okay.
It's loading. Hold on.
Must be
Oh,
that.
it's loading. Okay, it might be loading. Might want to click on one of the other bottom ones too, where it shows.
The 3 window. Let's see.
Yeah.
Nope. It says authenticated by. Let's see. Here it is. No, it won't come up. I see it. It's on a fork truck or something.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I didn't know. Oh, there it is. There you go.
Oh, that's
There you
it.
go.
Yeah.
That is a 71 Satellite Sebring. I know
Yep,
because
that's it.
that car right there is the car I took my driver's test in.
It looks like it's photoshopped where the tire's flat in the back.
Yeah,
That's cool.
That's
no,
exactly
that's
the car,
that's
though.
the car I took my driver's test in. Ryan Barsness has it, and I'm buying it off of him. I'm getting it back.
Nice. Yeah.
That's cool as
But
shit,
yeah.
man.
The 73s were they had a totally different front end because that is when they 73 was when they said they had to put the 3
Weren't they
mile an hour
longer
bumper
in
on them.
73?
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dad had a 73.
I think the
Charger.
73 actually had a little bit longer fender.
No, it just looked like it because it looked because the nose doesn't look as cut off as it does on those. The 73 they had a total different front end because they mandated that 3 mile an hour bumper bullshit, and they couldn't figure out how to make that bumper a 3 mile an hour bumper, so they changed it for 73 and 74.
Why did it not want to come back up?
I know a lot about these cars.
Wow.
I had a 73 too.
Yeah, Dad had one. It was like a.
Well, the one I
like a
looked at was
brown color. It was
71 or
pretty
72, I believe.
71 and
The
2
brown
had
gold
that
metal plate,
wraparound
yeah.
bumper. 71 and 2 had the wraparound bumper. 71 had the cool side marker light. 72 had the shitty side marker light. And by shitty, I mean the ones that they used all the way up to the Dodge Omni. Same side
All
marker
right,
light
JB.
on my
All right,
fucking
JB.
unfinished projects out. JB's out. First responder
Yeah,
out.
I'm getting ready to go out too myself. So,
Yeah.
all right,
Yeah,
brothers,
I'm
have a
gonna
good night.
get some work done tonight.
All right.
All right, later, bro. See you guys.
All
All
right,
right,
guys.
we'll
Have a
see
good
y'all
night.
later.
See you, man.
Peace out.
Everybody get out there and fix something.
Yeah, I might.